Hi, Ariel. My name is Alvin, and I just want to thank you for taking time off for reviewing my web application that I submitted earlier on a few days back, and of course taking the time off your affiliate marketing, your networking, and of course your campaigns in watching this video. At the end of this video, with the 8 questions that you asked me to answer, I hope that you will find out whether I am the suitable warrior intern that you've been looking for. Now, if you're ready, we're just going to dive right into the 8 questions, which is the 3 best qualities that people know me of. In order to make the answer as precise and as accurate as possible, I actually went out to ask I met up with some of my good friends over the time of 48 hours that you've given me. I met up some of them as well as my colleagues went to day job, and I asked them, hey, what are the 3 best qualities that you think I have that you should be telling me of, so that I can put it in a video that can possibly change my life. And the first thing they told me was, I'm an easygoing person. You know, when I first heard that, I'm like, why? Does it mean that you guys have been always taking advantage of me? So they said, no, actually your easygoing person actually just means that you are someone that can easily build rapport with people. And easily building rapport with people, they have seen it in ways that I've never seen myself, because examples that they have cited for me is that I do not have a problem mixing with different groups of people. Sometimes in a day job, although it's office hours, 9 hours rather, 9 hours span, in DHL we work by shifts, right? It's a business that never sleeps. We have the morning shift, afternoon shift, and night shift. Now, through all the shifts, we have different break times. We have like the breakfast break time, the lunch break time, and the dinner break time. In all these break times, we do not get to choose who we want to eat with, who we want to talk with, who we want to take a break with. So at any point of time, we will always be mixing around with different groups of people. Now, from this scenario itself, my friends actually told me, Alvin, you do not have a problem mingling with different groups of people. They always think that it's a major problem to them when they cannot eat with me or I cannot eat with them. They think that it's a major problem when they cannot get to choose who to talk with, who to sit beside during lunch, etc. And they say, Alvin, how the heck are you able to mingle with X group of people, Y group of people, Z group of people? And you know, when they ask me that question, I think it's simply because I make friends with everybody. I'm not saying as though they don't. I just think that I have actually been able to build rapport with different groups of colleagues that have enabled me to be easily fit into any group in accordance of what my break times are, my shift timings are. And this easygoing personality and this has actually allowed me to be easygoing as well. And I think this is something that has made me a lot of friendships that other people would have wanted to avoid. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, another interesting one will be my sense of humor and my creativity. Now, the creativity part is something that has really taken me aback. For the sense of humor part, I always ask them. I do realize that when my friends are around me, they laugh like mad, they laugh like crazy, they laugh like insane maniacs. You cannot describe why they're laughing like that. But when I ask them, why sense of humor? Tell me, am I funny? Am I a clown? And they say, no, Alvin, don't get us wrong. You're not a clown, but you make people laugh because you make people comfortable around you. And then they drew a relation from my sense of humor to my ability to be building rapport with people. And because I can build rapport with people, my sense of humor actually comes from, this is what they tell me, right? Comes from the fact that I can think of the craziest, the most insane, and the wackiest things to say every time when we're doing something, right? They can be trying to analyze on where did that parcel that we monitor went, where did the shipment went, how did this happen? So we're crunching numbers on data. I just say the craziest and the stupidest thing. It's I'm not gonna make it sound like I'm not serious at work, but sometimes I think we need a little break, and then I say the wackiest stuff, and they laugh to like there's no tomorrow. And I think that this is something that they truly mean it, and I see it for myself as I being a humorous person. And the creativity part is when I talk about how creative when I look at things outside the box and proposing solutions that they have never thought of. And then when I propose an answer, they're like, oh wow, yeah, thanks for that creativity. Sometimes I think this creativity thing and this sense of humor, it has come a long way in helping me become happier in life, because in DHL, in affiliate marketing, it's so stressful. Sometimes if you don't laugh and just sit in front of the computer the whole day, you will die. And I think this sense of humor thing is it's really true. And the third thing I actually asked them is the third best quality that I asked them and I got as an answer was my patience level. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they said that I was patient with people, and they cited examples which were true. The prime example that they've given me is how I was patient towards we'll call him A colleague. A colleague was actually having trouble understanding a set of rules, a set of SOPs, things to do, things not to do, and there were several other colleagues trying to convince him. So there was once A colleague was C colleague was actually trying to explain to our colleague here. We'll call him C colleague teaching D colleague, right? D colleague was obviously struggling, and C colleague is having a hard time explaining until he was pulling his hair. He was sighing. He was angry. He was frustrated. And you know what? He gave up on D colleague, and D colleague was so depressed. And I took over the subject matter because I was trained previously to be an instructor for that subject matter. And I took over and told him that, you know what, let me try. And I went to him, sat him down, and told him what to do, how to do it, explained a number of times. But the reason why I'm explaining a number of times, even though someone has actually given up on him, is because I believe that no one is stupid. I believe that everyone can be taught. And this is something that I've worked on since I was teaching tuition several years back. Because no children are stupid, right? When they're bad, you teach them, and then the next exam they come back, they may not have magnificent scores, but if there's an improvement, there's an improvement. And then when the next exam comes back, they may still not be getting the best score out of all your students, but they still improve. And eventually, they become the best student because of the amount of patience I have on them. And when I was teaching this colleague, I see that he really appreciates the amount of patience that I invested, that I put in him. And my friends are actually, man, Alvin, why are you doing this? Your time can be better spent doing better things like whatever you're doing at home, your marketing thing. Why do you have to spend time staying after work to teach the colleague? And I told them that it's because no one deserves to be treated like that. Some people are just slow. Like I was a slow learner last time, and then something happened eventually. Then I became a faster learner because nobody ever gave up on me. And I think that it's only fair that I be patient towards my other colleagues that need help in any parts in their career. So just to recap, the 3 best qualities that my friends think that I have will be, the first one will be easygoing, having the ability to be building rapport with any kind of people. Second quality will be my sense of humor and my creativity, by saying the craziest, the most insane and the wackiest things and lines that no one has ever thought of saying. Third one will be my level of patience that I have with people that are a bit slower, right? So that's for the first part. Now we're gonna that's for the first part. So the second question that we have will be the 3 best qualities that I think I have, right? So all these 3 best qualities are gonna be my personal inputs, right? The first point I want to talk about is how I always have a personality that's very jovial, like very happy, being extremely optimistic about life. I think this being I kind of like being extremely optimistic about life without being over idealistic is because I always believe that everything on earth happens for a reason. You wake up in the morning, you thank God for the day, and then everything is gonna happen good and real good, and that's what I strongly believe in. And people ask me, I mean, how the heck do you come to work happy? Do you not drag your feet to the washroom in the morning when you wake up? Do you not drag your feet to work? I told them no, because I strongly believe in one quote that was being introduced to me 2 years back. It's a very simple quote, but has changed my life actually, a lot of my life. This quote actually goes like that. This quote has actually allowed me to be extremely optimistic to the point where it's contagious, because I see my friends starting to become optimistic about life as well, but without being overly idealistic. So the quote goes like this: whatever happens will be for you and not to you. Say again, whatever happens will always be for you and not to you. Now, this quote itself has actually made me look at the two parts of the code side by side. One will be for you and one will be to you. Now, it took me a few days actually. Okay, one day, right? It makes me sound stupid if I say a few days. One day to be realizing that for you and to you has a distinct difference. And when I managed to look at things in the for you perspective instead of the to you or to me perspective, things changed. Things took a turn for the better. How I see challenges every single day right now is that every time a new challenge comes along the way, I see that as a challenge. I see it as an obstacle, I see it as a learning factor. And when it's a challenge, when I overcome it, and then I'll try to overcome it. And then when it's an obstacle, I try to overcome it. Because everything is going to happen for me. For me means it's going to be placed in an advantage for me. To me, just sounds so negative. Oh, why is everything happening to me? I've got friends, oh, why are you giving me this project? Why are you giving me this? Why are you giving me that? Why is my girlfriend dumping me? Maybe she's dumping you for a better reason, for a better guy, or maybe you deserve someone better. I don't know, right? So when everything happens for me, I see it as I can see every single thing with extreme optimism. Sometimes I think it's scary because everything is happy. Everything is like, you know what, I'm gonna overcome this thing. You know, when I quarrel with my girlfriend, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be optimistic, I'm gonna trust God in this, I'm gonna be optimistic about this, and I believe that everything will work out. And you know what? It works out. It works out because I was happy. But if I'm gonna be like, oh man, why is she doing this to me? And then I get all negative and frustrated, and then boom, you know, I explode. And when I explode, all the negativity strikes, I quarrel with her, and things are just gonna break apart. So this whole code and whatever happens for me, whatever happens will always be for me and not to me. This has actually allowed me to look at life differently. It's actually allowed me to look at things in the most positive way ever. Every time there's a challenge, I see it as a challenge. I overcome it for me. When I see it as I need to be educated and I go for a course instead of, oh man, why am I at this course? Man, boss, can you stop sending me the course? It's a course that can allow me to improve my, say maybe the course is for intrapersonal skills, and then I get to go to a course to improve my communication skills. And you know, maybe it's just it's something for me to improve, something for me to work on, something for me to be educated, something for me to overcome, even if it's hardship, even if it's in the army, etc. Sorry. It's actually allowed me to see things in a whole different light. That every hardship that I enter an army, that is for me, it will make me stronger, it will make me fitter, it will make me have my six packs. That was like a dream in the army, right? So this has actually allowed me to become extremely optimistic. And this whole pessimism shit that I used to be very, very pessimistic, right? I used to be extremely negative in life, like why is everything happening to me? But when I discovered this code, thank God I discovered this code, everything in life changed, everything. It's hard to see me being depressed actually. It's hard to see me, you know, when it's the passing of my of someone close, then maybe I'll be depressed. But the next day, you know what? Today is a new day, and I am always optimistic in every single day. Even when I'm losing money in campaigns, you know what? It's data that we're getting, right? So things like this, it makes me happy. It makes me optimistic in life. So it's very hard to put me down sometimes. That's point number one. Point number two, we're going to talk about the level of confidence I have. I'm going to try to containerize this confidence thing into a jar. So every time I need confidence, right, I take it out from this jar and I use it. I take it out from this jar, I use it. Alvin, can you do the presentation? Sure, I'll take it out from this jar and then use it. Alvin, can you do the presentation tomorrow to the whole lecture theatre? That's a big theatre, right? Thousands of people. And then I go back to my jar and then take oh no, not much confidence left. I used to be like, oh shit, I don't think I have confidence, I'm scared. The amount of confidence I have left in my jar, is it gonna be enough? But you know what, sometimes I still take them all out. All the confidence I have left and here. So last time I used to put them in a jar. I used to contain every confidence that I have in this jar, take it out, use every day. This level of confidence gets replenished depending on how many presentations I do, right? So as I was presenting, as I was doing my presentation training in college, when I was doing my presentation in the corporate world, in DHL itself, I realized that I have actually grown from someone that has X amount of confidence to someone that has confidence beyond what I myself can imagine. I was actually very skeptical. Skeptical is the wrong choice of word. I was actually very afraid to be applying for this warrior internship job, because why should you choose me? Why should you choose me out of 5,000, 500,000, 50,000 people, even 10 people? Why should you choose me? Why don't you choose someone else that has PHP skills, HTML skills, JavaScript skills? They are like top end of the programmer, the programmer list. They are like dean's list in the SMU college. Why do you choose people like that? Or ITU rather, because SMU is a business school. But you know what? My level of confidence has actually propelled me into helping me understand. And alongside with my extreme optimism, why can't Rio not choose me? And then when I saw everything in this green picture, this perfect picture, I'm going to go for it. I know I've only been an affiliate for 4 months. I don't have all the skills, but you know what? I am confident that this video itself is going to let you decide better. Hopefully, it's going to let you choose me as a warrior intern. And this confidence has actually allowed me to take on commander roles in the army, has allowed me to take up projects that I never was ever interested, because I was afraid. I was afraid of failing. What happens here? What happens when my colleagues think of me when I fail this project? What happens when my colleagues will think of me if I do not do a good job during a presentation? But you know what? I am tired of feeling all negative in the past. And now my level of confidence is just way beyond my own comprehension sometimes. Sometimes the same jar that I have several years ago, the same jar of confidence that I used to think of confidence as it is, right now my jar does not have a bottomless. I call this the bottomless jar of confidence, because I can take the same amount of confidence. The jar is huge. I can take all the confidence I want, and there will still be all the confidence left. I can take X amount of confidence out, and I still have X amount of confidence left inside, because it is a bottomless jar. I have too much confidence in me. It may be posed as a problem, but we'll talk about confidence as a problem later on. But for now, I think this confidence has actually allowed me to take off and put me in places that I'm uncomfortable with. No one would have been able to be exposed to be stuttering right in front of a whole lecture theatre of students. Stuttering is normal. And to me, I'm not ashamed. Why? Because I've gotten the opportunity to be stuttering, right? Semi-stuttering among these college students. Have you? No, you were sitting at a bench, warming up the bench, like a bench warmer, they call it. So this confidence has put me in places that I'm uncomfortable. But like what I say in the resume, what is life when all you want is just to be in bed and be comfortable? No, that is not life. To me, my life has to be exciting. My life has to be challenges. My life has always to have a goal that I can be working towards to. Now that is what life has enabled. Confidence has actually enabled me to do. It has enabled me to move from point A to point B without regrets, by picking up and learning new stuff along the way. That is for point number 2, confidence. Point number 3, we'll be talking about enthusiasm. We're going to be talking about enthusiasm and commitment. It's something that I like to closely relate and put them together. Enthusiasm has been something that I always blame when I was young. You know, I had this thing in Chinese, we call it 3分钟热度. It's like 3 minutes of passion for something, or 3 minutes of enthusiasm for something. I always buy this, and then 3 minutes later, or rather, you know, just using it, for example, 1 month later I don't play it anymore. I buy a basketball, I'm gonna buy Jordan shoes, and then I go and play basketball, blah 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 blah. You train, and then eventually you gave up, you become a fat ass again, because I was trying to lose weight, and then I picked up basketball as a sport. But now my whole idea of enthusiasm is always paired with commitment, because I believe that through being enthusiastic about something and being committed to it, you can always achieve remarkable results that even your parents cannot believe. It results that your girlfriend cannot believe. Now, one prime example will be how I was enthusiastic about folding bicycles. Right, I was wrong. I was enthusiastic about bicycles, like big ass bicycles with 700cc wheels or 29 inches, depending on how you look at it. Now, bicycles itself has always been something that I like, something that I treasure, and when I was buying bicycles, I realized that, hey, you know, this part kind of sucks. I wanna improve it, and so I bought something new. And then you end up with an older part, and then you try to solve the older part. So when I started in this bicycle thing, it was like a year ago. That was when Carousel was already very popular, and it's like an e-commerce platform. So I started selling things on Carousell. So I bought something and I sell something, I replace my wheels, and then I sell the old pairs of wheels away. I don't make money, right? Who the heck makes money by selling old items and then making back the amount of money so that I break even on buying new items? That doesn't happen in the second market, at least, right? So when that happened, I started realizing, hey, there's actually potential in growing this business. Like I have people, my customer base is starting to grow one by one. Like maybe 1 month I have like 1 customer. It makes me happy, man. It makes me happy even if I'm selling $20 because I posted online, somebody contacted me, somebody talked to me actually, and it convinced the person to buy that item from me. Not because it was cheap, but because I convinced him. So that was when I started realizing that, hey, I think I kind of like talking to people online. I kind of like learning what consumer psychology is to help them make the decision, make an informed decision on what they should buy. But of course, I'm trying right now to help them make an emotional, instead of buying an informed decision, I'm trying to help them make trigger their emotional responses within for them to buy something. But that's another subject matter altogether. So I realized that I like consumer psychology, and then the customer base started to grow to 2 per month, 3 per month, 4 per month, people buying stuff from me, all because I'm just buying new stuff and then replacing my items. So I'm like, hey, this is so I said, hey, this is a business that I can grow, right? This is definitely a business that I can grow. And maybe you know what? Maybe it's a business I had like this crazy idea. Maybe this bicycle business can be a business that I can grow. And then eventually you replace my day job DHL. Eventually I can get enough money to buy my dream car, which is a white Audi, right? Maybe a Lamborghini even, right? But you know what? That is all just a dream. So I started selling, customer base started growing. I said, I think I should take this a little bit further. So I sat down, I drew up, I talked to myself, I drew up a whole master plan. So simple master plan. I found out where are the people, because I realized that my customer base is not growing fast enough. Like we have so many people in Singapore, and the population just increases to the crazy amount at a remarkable rate because we've got so many foreigners coming in at the same time. So and everybody needs a bicycle, right? Everybody needs a bicycle to get to work, especially when cars are that expensive. So I wanted to find out where are the audiences or where are my target customers that have money, right? So I went to find out, and I realized it's taken me back so much, and I realized that the people that have money and are willing to pay are the working adults, age 25 and above, and these people don't ride big ass bikes that I have. The biggest bikes that I have are owned by kids, young adults, maybe like 1 out of 100 adults ride those. But people are riding folding bicycles right now, and the only bicycle that has garnered and that has looked really profitable to me Bromptons. They are a bicycle that I made in the UK. So I sat down and I made plans. I said I want to achieve this and this and this within a year, 1 year. So I sold off my bicycle, bought a folding bicycle, identified that it was the best market, and I was committed to it. You know, I started buying parts from it. I was rejected. People asked me. So I went to look for suppliers. Say, hey, can you sell me this cheap item for how much? And I said, yeah, okay, we have proven track records of sales. I didn't have numbers to prove. I couldn't sell 1,000 of the parts in a month. So I told them, why don't you give me a chance? I tried to talk to them. And you know what? Thank God. You know, some of them approved my application to be a sole distributor. Some of them did not. But I'm thankful for them. So I started selling parts, and my customer base grew slowly. And then I realized something was still missing. My customer base were not growing. I have like maybe 10 to 20 people per month. But the base was just not growing at all. The amount of customers, the amount of money I was making is the same. So I said, I think there's something wrong with the platform that I'm using. So I changed the pictures up, I changed to different pictures just so that people will click on my advertisement. And then I started realizing, hey, I need to let people buy it. How do I make people buy it? So I started crafting, learning about copywriting. I was reading Joseph Sugarman's book, and I really wanted to know how copywriting can actually boost my bikes in this business that I want to start. So eventually, I stuck through this idea 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. At the end of 6 months, I decided to pivot in this whole business thing. I started, instead of selling parts, why don't we buy second-hand bicycles with an initial capital that I made. And this Brompton bicycles, I buy them at a cheap price and then help people sell them. So at the 6 months mark before I actually pivoted, I was already at the brink of giving up because there were other people bringing the same amount of items, but because they had the capital, which I unfortunately do not have, they can bring it in at a cheaper price. So instead of selling it at $2, which is my price, they sell it at, no, instead of $20 at my price, they sell it at $19. And you know what? People buy from them because it's cheap. Everybody wants to buy cheap stuff, right? So people buy from them, and eventually I was left with a lot of stock that I cannot sell off. I had to burn. I suffered a little loss, but that was okay because it was learning experience, right? So 6 months I decided to pivot. I started selling Brompton bicycles because I bought second-hand ones, and I started off at a cheaper price, offering free service. As long as you need it, you bring it back to me, and that business has taken off. Now I can buy every time I see a cheap Brompton bicycle. I buy it, I put it at home, I list it online, and then I'll wait for someone to buy it for me. The profit margins can be 800, 400, 300, 200, and my highest profit margin for a single Brompton bicycle was 1,000 Singapore dollars. And to me, that's a lot of money. You know, to other people, to super athletes are like, oh, come on, $1,000, that's like an hour of my time. Right, but you know, this amount of money has actually allowed me to be doing, being focusing on other things. I do not sell bicycle parts anymore because once I pivoted, I realized that selling second-hand bicycles was what much more worth my time and my money. And this whole pivoting thing isn't about how much money I've made, isn't about how good I am pivoting a business, but I believed and I entrusted this 1 year of my time, and I believe I have successfully built up something profitable, something that I can be proud of. I can be proud to tell people, hey, I managed to sell a Brompton bicycle I bought it for $800 and sell it for $1,000 because this and I've learned these skills throughout my 1 year trade in this Brompton business, and this small little business haven't been achievable if my enthusiasm, my goal for this 1 year has always to it always has to be ignited by enthusiasm, and that is what I stand by even up to today and forever. Is that every single goal that I set is always required to be ignited by the initial enthusiasm, which is my enthusiasm with holding bicycles, which eventually allowed me to dabbling in consumer psychology as well as copywriting. And of course, having goals ignited by enthusiasm, and then the ups and downs. I have my friends starting businesses and fail. I have my friends doing this and that and they fail. Why? Because they were not prepared, they were not committed enough. But because of this commitment that I set for myself within from the last 1 year till now, it has actually allowed me to stick through it, allowed me to see fruitful success, although there are like ups and downs, just like the affiliate marketing industry. And this whole idea of being enthusiastic and being committed about it, it has helped me and it's allowed me to make so much contacts, allowed me to learn so much for the past 1 year. And I strongly believe that this goal ignited by enthusiasm, and this whole thing about being committed to a goal that I set for 1 year, 3 years, 6 years even, this thing is going to bring me very, very far, because I am this bike business has showed me how much I can achieve when I'm being dedicated to something. Something simple as that is a simple equation. Time, dedication, ignited by enthusiasm and commitment. It has brought me thus far, and I'm continue standing by this model in life. So just to recap, the 3 best qualities that I think I have, my own personal inputs will be, number 1 will be my optimism, my extreme optimism about not being, by being extremely optimistic in life but not being overly idealistic. Second one will be my level of confidence that has taken me into places that I was uncomfortable, but places that have actually allowed me to learn the most as well. And number 3 will be my enthusiasm and commitment towards the goals that I've set for my life, be it 2015, 2016, and I'm sure that these 3 paired together with the first 3 qualities that my friends have told me of, that have spoken to me about, these 6 qualities are the 6 qualities that will take forth and propel me into a leap so far that I can never imagine. And that is what I aim to do in year 2016, 17, 18, to be achieving greater things in the time to come. And that's what I strongly stand by and believe in. Now for the third question, right, we're going to talk about the 3 bad characteristics that I have and what I intend to do with them. The first one I want to talk about is confidence, right? Confidence is something that is very familiar to you because I've spoken about confidence earlier on. My confidence happens to have pros and cons. The pros we already highlighted earlier on, which is bringing me from comfortable places to uncomfortable places. But at the same time allowing me to be learning much more than what I didn't expect myself to learn. And then one of the cons of being that confident or this confident in me is that every time I try to pass off a statement, every time I make a statement, and in confidence, it may appear to be instead of appearing bold, positive, and assertive, it appears to be portrayed in an image, in a tone that suggests arrogance and aggressiveness. This is something that has plagued me 1.5 years ago. 1.5 years ago, when I first joined the corporate world, my supervisors and my friends have been telling me, Alvin, you need to work on this tone. And I'm happy to announce and happy to say that this thing has actually improved over the times that I was working. I've been getting constant feedback from people about how I used to talk to them and how I talk to them now. That's one, and how I actually made a conscious. I was being appreciated. They tell me that I've been improving, and they do see me making a conscious effort to tone down a little bit when I speak. So instead of sounding aggressive, I can sound confident and then sound assertive to the people who talk to me day in and day out. What I think is that in order for me to personally drill down on this problem and to work on it, I've been trying to get feedback from people, and mainly there are two kinds of feedback which I'd like to talk about, which is the passive feedback and the active feedback. Passive feedback just means that I continue my job every day. I go in, be happy about the job, and leave on time, go back home and do my own stuff. But throughout this in the journey of passive feedback, I wait for people to come to me and tell me, hey Alvin, I've realized an improvement in the tone that you talk to your peers. I've realized your tone when you question during the presentation, when you question someone else during the Q&A answers and questions and answers. You ask in a tone that is much more favorable to yourself, and it's less aggressiveness and less aggression. Less arrogance and less aggression. So they tell me, my supervisors come to me, they give me feedbacks, and maybe in a month, once in a month, twice in a month sometimes, depending on which supervisor, right? So I've got a couple of supervisors who are genuinely concerned about my personal growth. So they come to me, Alvin, I really want to praise you for taking the conscious effort to work on this. And I've also been wanting to make a more tremendous change, because the more it makes me uncomfortable by making a change, the more I want to do it, because the more uncomfortable I get, the more change it happens, and that's what I strongly believe in. I go out and I ask people, I ask my colleagues, like, how do you think I fared today? How do you think my presentation was today? How do you think it matters? Do you think if I use certain A, B, C or D word during the Q&A answer in my daily workplace, and they tell me that, hey, maybe you want to eliminate using this word, eliminate using that word, maybe you want to replace this word and that word, and maybe you want to tone down a little bit, but like by keeping your tone down and your volume a little bit lower. So this is the kind of feedback I'm getting, and I am really happy that I'm making major improvements in my own understanding. Of course, to my supervisor, they'd be like, oh, you know what, it's just a small improvement, but to me, I think it's I do not know what they think about me. I only know that they tell me that they've seen improvements in me. My friends say the same thing. But as long as I still have this one little chance of being of showing or accidentally showing the tone or the image of aggression as well as arrogance, I would want to correct it, because I want to be as good and as ideal as possible, right? I want to spend time, investing time in correcting it. So that's for point number one, which is one of the bad characteristics, confidence. Point number two, I want to talk about communication as well, because I'm a very vocal person. I'm not very eloquent. I think I'm not very eloquent as compared to other people, but I can speak and talk anytime I want. And this has also become a problem because I tend to speak a little bit too fast. I do apologize if you have to rewatch the videos, because one, I'm having a very bad schedule, which I'm really very sorry. I'm trying my best. And second will be how I have everything clustered in my brain and they just speak at the speed of a machine gun. I've got people telling me, Alvin, my goodness, what are you talking about? Like, we cannot understand you. It's not an I, it becomes a we, and that's when I recognize it as a problem. So what I intend to do about this speaking too fast problem is that normally when I speak to people, be it a group thing or one-on-one thing. I will look at who I'm speaking to. Singaporeans to Singaporeans, normally they do not have a problem with me. When I am speaking to my foreign colleagues, my colleagues from another country, right, I tend to speak a bit slower, and I tend to have eye contact with them. There's this trick that I learned on how to make eye contact with people. So I kind of always look at their pupils and find out if their eye movements are actually, if they look disinterested, distracted, or even worse, if they look confused. The eyes can actually tell me that they look confused. I will actually catch the hint that I should be slowing down and explaining in probably simpler terms and talking much slower, so that I can understand him and he can understand me, because I think what really is important when talking to someone is not just communication, but effective communication, and it has to be effective in order for things to get done. So that's what I truly and strongly believe in doing, which is recognizing this. Sometimes, I ask my friends as well. I think the best way in appreciating your friends is to ask them a constant feedback all the time, which includes this point. Apart from my tone that may be aggressive and a tinge of aggressiveness, arrogance, then I ask them, am I speaking too fast? Am I speaking too slow? Can you guys understand me? So this is one of the second bad characteristic that I'm trying to work on right now. The third one, unfortunately, is under the same scope, which is communication scope. Because of my confidence, because of I would say strong-headed, because of my strong-headed will and my confidence level, I am always fast to speak, quick to speak, slow to listen, right? So ideally, effective communicator will always be slow to speak, quick to listen. They will always, or quick to speak, slow to listen. They will always be very, very quick to listen to what you have, understand your queries before they speak. That's why they're slow to speak. However, I have it all mixed up, unfortunately. But I think it's an issue that I've been working on, or working my ass off for it, is that I'm always quick to speak, slow to listen, because especially when the discussion is about my subject matter. I'm an expert at subject matter. I cannot sit down and wait for you to express your opinions. I think this is a kick-ass problem, and it has actually made me not to appear as not a very good person. So I've got people feedbacking to me as well about how I should be listening first to whatever they have to say before I offer up my opinions. And through the course of constant reminders, I actually have a conscious effort to write down every time I'm being reminded of something like this, like when I instead of listening, instead of being quick to listen, when I quick to speak instead, I always write it down in little notebooks like this. I write down notes on them, like why am I being like that, and when it happened, when it occurred, I'll paste them at every corner. I'll paste them one in my bed, one in my daily diary, one on my computer screen, so that I'm constantly reminded that I should always be quick to listen, so to speak, instead of the opposite. So this is the third point I want to say. It's about not so much about not respecting other people's opinions, but more like I wanna contribute. I wanna know that's false, and I'm very, very quick to speak, and very slow to listen. So just a recap. The first thing, one of the three bad characteristics I have. Number one will be the amount of confidence that I have that will accidentally allow my tone to be portrayed in a matter of arrogance and aggressiveness. Point number two will be that I'm always talking too fast, like way too fast for certain people to grasp. It's a problem, but a problem that I've learned to work on, especially when I'm but when I'm communicating one-to-one with a business partner or with a colleague one-to-one, right? Group, normally they will tell me to slow down a little bit, so it isn't a problem. The third one will be that I am always quick to speak, slow to listen. It's something that I'm really working on through this model notepads that I have. So that sums up for question 3, and we'll just dive right into question 4 right now. Now, question number 4, we're going to talk about the kind of commitments that I have in the year 2016. 171819 year 2020. I cannot speak of them for now. 2016 for now. Definitely, the only commitment I have is a day job, which I'm gonna leave anyway. The day job is also one of the reasons why I'm seeking greener pastures, which is seeking a mentorship program under Super Affiliate, which is real you yourself. One of the major reasons as to why I'm making the switch or why I'm making the decision to leave a corporate industry is because you know what, I realized that I wasn't learning as much anymore. I wasn't earning as much money as I would like. I mean, you have been there, you have done that, and you tell people that you have been stagnant in making the same amount of money. It hasn't grown, your revenue hasn't grown, your profit hasn't grown. You make big money, you lose big money. Your parents' life is not changing, your brother's life is not changing. I feel the same way. My parents still stuck at their 9 to 5. I still stuck at my 9 to 5, and my brother's gonna graduate. Would I want him to be leading a life like that, or would I want him to encourage to start his own business altogether? When we take capital out of the question, because so all these things are are the main factors and reasons as to why I want to be seeking mentorship, and the only commitment I have that I'm willing to give up, because I know that you have an opportunity that can possibly transform, not possibly actually, will definitely transform my life. So that is the only commitment I have to share, and the only thing that is in the way right now for me to pursue a greater heights. In fact, spending 9 hours and sometimes I really regret spending 9 hours at job, because I can do so much more, collect so much more data when I get back home to run traffic. But this 9 hours was actually really in the way of helping me learn more stuff. But then again, the 9 hours at workplace has actually made me a better person, because I was always constantly getting feedback from people. So that's about it for personal commitment. We are going to move on to the next question. So question number 5, we're going to talk about how would success look like when I'm under a mentorship, describing how success will look like. To be honest, I think success is going to be huge. Success is going to be fabulous, like really, really fabulous. Success is definitely going to be worth a celebration as well. And to top it all off, I think success is going to give me the ability to be encouraging others and to be uplifting others, especially those that are newer in the affiliate marketing industry, because I've seen their struggles and I have been through the same struggles as they have, right? I am the kind that have been reading STM forums again and again, sometimes just not understanding what the other super affiliates are saying or what the other smaller affiliates are saying, but eventually I didn't give up, and if I am going to succeed under a mentorship, I want to help them speed up the process. Whether I'm going to charge them, whether I'm going to help them for free, I don't know. But for now, this is what I intend to do. I want to be able to encourage and uplift others. Maybe I'll just encourage them on Skype, maybe for free, I don't know. But the thing is, that my point is, success would mean that I am given the opportunity to help, encourage and uplift others. Most importantly, I think above everything else, success to me would mean that I have the money and the resources to be helping out the underprivileged children. If you have watched the video on my resume page on what I want to do in 2016 under my $1 million dream, I want to be able to help these kids, kids that haven't had a chance to take an aeroplane because they're underprivileged, because they come from poor family, because they were abandoned in an orphanage. I don't know what the reasons are, but I want to help these children, to help them enjoy what God has created on this earth. And of course, I also want to help the new employees that you may have in the company, to help train them. I believe the leadership skills, the instructor skills, the educational courses that I took with regards to how I can effectively train people can be put to great use in training new employees, and to encourage them in the ever-changing affiliate marketing industry. And of course, the most exciting thing is to work together with you hand in hand to be helping new partners that may or may not join us, depending on the flow of the company. So success this is what success means to me. It will bring me to new grounds, empowering me, allowing me to do things that I cannot do right now. Can you imagine right now I try to tell people, hey, why don't you just follow this idea? I think it's a fantastic idea to run a campaign. Who are you? They don't know who you are. But when success has actually come knocking on my door, So I'm sorry the battery died earlier on, but to sum it all up, success is just gonna be fabulous. Success is gonna bring me to new grounds. Success is gonna help me help the people in the company. I hopefully it's gonna help you reach grounds that you have never ever reached before, because this is why I'm here. This is why I'm learning from you, because I want to help myself, and hopefully I will be of great help to you so that you can grow your company into a multi-million, billion-dollar, zillion-dollar company, right? I'm just hoping that it will happen. And success is not going to be easy, but I trust that under your superb mentorship, you can bring me to where I want to be, and hopefully I can help you, and I can help bring you rather to where you want to be. So that's all for success. We're going to move on to the next question right now. So question number 6, right? You talk about what kind of commitments am I willing to set in order to achieve the amount of success that we pointed out earlier on in the previous question. Now, I used to be a loser. I used to be very fearful of failing. I'm always worried. I used to be worried about how people look at me, as highlighted earlier, how my colleagues will look at me if I fail, what happens if I do not meet the standards of my parents, etc. And nowadays I'm different. I have a totally different mindset. It's like a complete game changer for me. Now the mindset I used to have the mindset where my desire for success was much lesser than my fear of failing. But right now, my desire for success, regardless of the amount of money I'm losing, it's much greater and higher than my fear of failing. So I can fail all the time. I can be losing money on campaigns. Anyway, it's not minus 100% ROI. You still get some money back, right? I get air miles. And this kind of mindset has actually brought me to daring, brought me to being more courageous in running more campaigns, getting more data, optimizing. Yes, I'm still losing money. Yes, I cannot make my campaigns green that fast, but I'm trying. And this is the kind of commitment I'm willing to bring to the table, which is constantly trying. You said that you're looking for people and put them in an environment that has the proper environment to fail, the proper environment to grow, and the correct mentorship under you to fast track my learning. And you say that you need people who require determination. If you want commitment and determination, I have it. And it's gonna sound I'm gonna sound like everybody else if I'm gonna tell you I will do everything and anything to succeed. Everybody that is gonna do a video for you will say the same thing. But you know what, real? I'm gonna be specific. I'm gonna tell you what I can do, and maybe maybe it's gonna help. So this is what I intend to do. Point number 1, I am gonna work more than whatever your office hours are. I don't even know whether you have an office hour, right? If your office hours are gonna be like this time, like maybe 9 to 5, I can work above the 9 to 5 hours. I can work beyond 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I can do that the same in the day job, but that's only when the company is worth my time. But if I'm going to be a mentee, if I'm going to be a partner of your company, you can be hell sure that I will work beyond anything, because knowledge is power, and you don't get knowledge, you don't get money without power, and you don't get knowledge without grinding. And I'm a hardcore grinder if I want to, and I strongly believe that I can grind beyond the most disgusting person can ever grind. Now that's for point number 1. Point number 2, I am willing to fly to any network conference there is, as long as it benefits the company. If the company is going to allow, it's going to make more contacts in a conference trip in Vegas, a conference trip in Berlin, a conference trip in Amsterdam, a trip in Singapore, maybe even a conference trip in Bangkok, I will be willing to fly there all the time, even if it's gonna jackleg the hell out of me, because I think it will be worth it as long as the company can actually achieve and get new contacts. The third point I am willing to commit is my location of stay. I am willing, as I mentioned before, I'm willing to even relocate if necessary, because I believe that this is one opportunity I do not want to miss out. Relocation isn't a problem, and I have been staying in the States for 6 months. I've been staying outside, not home, in the most uncomfortable position ever when I was in another company. And I think that relocating, jet lagging, in an unfamiliar environment shouldn't be a problem for me, as long as I have my priorities set right. As long as I remain confident, optimistic about life, relocating isn't a problem. and definitely real. If you need a committed, determined person that can grind the hell out and hustle every single day, then I think you have found the right one. This is my honest opinion, and this is as honest as I can go. I am 100% committed to the company and to your mentorship, because end of the day, I need to produce results because you are the one teaching. That's all I have to say about how committed or how much commitment or how am I going to achieve the level of success as discussed before. So we're going to move on to the next question. So for the last second question, we're going to talk about the amount of money that I think I'll be earning in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and even 3 years. And of course, tagging along the question is my ideal role in the company or under your mentorship. I think the most important thing about setting expectations is knowing how people fare, how the statistics have shown. Like I've spoken to a few affiliate managers. They tell me that their new affiliates are making 100 a day, 3 months in the industry. I mean, I haven't even broken 100 a day. I'm not ashamed because I'm learning. They haven't been broken. They break 100 a day, and campaigns go green in 3 months. And honestly, if I'm going to be under a kick-ass mentor like you, I'm hoping that I'm making 300 a day. Every single day, 300 into the bank account. It can be 300 revenue or 300 profit into the bank account. And I'm under 3 months of grinding and hustling together with you on close proximity. 6 months, I hope that the amount will actually go to 1K per day. I think it's highly achievable with the amount of knowledge and the amount of skill set that you can actually share it with me and give it to me. 1 year, if I may be bold, I hope I can be as good as you, because if you have been in the industry for 1.5 months and you're making 5 figures already, 1.5 years, I'm sorry, and you made 5 figures, I hope I can be as good as you. I honestly hope I can be as good as you. In 3 years, I'm hoping, because the game changes too fast, we all know that the affiliate marketing industry changes too fast. In 3 years, I hope that I can be earning high 5 figures. Maybe not 6 figures, but high 5 figures. Like 99,000 is high 5 figures, 80,000 is high 5 figures. Yeah, so that's what I aim to achieve. As for the ideal role that I'll be playing, as mentioned previously, I am a man that has worn hats of different heads of different skill sets, right? I can be an instructor, I can be a teacher, I can be a mentor, I can be an employee, I can be a trainer, I can be this, I can be that, because I've been made to work in different companies before seeking a full-time employment, and I've learned the different trades in different industries. But ideally, I would want to be a partner, I want to be a mentor, I want to be a mentee before I need to learn from you, and then before becoming a partner, and then I can help you bring forth your company and hopefully my company as well to greater heights that I've never seen before. I've seen very successful people running like Accelerator from Charles. I think that company is bringing in millions of dollars every time he hosts a conference, or $500,000 at least when he hosts a conference. And I believe you can do the same, bro. Of course, teaching is not just the only way to make big bucks, right? There are many other ways. But I strongly believe that you as a person, you are really smart, which I'm really very thankful for, because everybody likes a smart mentor, and you have the proven records. Who the heck can break 5 figures in like 1.5 years? But you have done it, you have broken the record, and you have broken the barriers. And I really hope that the ideal position that I can take on as a mentee before moving on to a partner position, that we can both work hand in hand to bring your company into greater heights. That's about it for the amount of money I want to earn. So 3 months, 300, 6 months, 1K per day, 300 per day, 1K per day, 1 year will be as good as you. As in whatever you're earning right now, right? So 5 figures, if you're earning like 10K a day right now, I hope in 1 year I can be earning 10K a day. And 3 years, definitely, if 3 years is just gonna be 10K times 3, because then you won't. If it's still gonna be 10K, then it's not an exponential growth. Then it means that we are doing something wrong. It means that we are not poking anything. It just means that we are running dry of our traffic sources. So constantly, I think that the pay should always be increasing. My amount of profit and revenue per day should always be increasing. So that's about it for the amount of money I want to earn, as well as the ideal position that I'm seeking. As for the last question, we are going to dive in like right now. Question number 8, last but not least, I will try to give you a comprehensive overview as to why I'm ranking certain things first and certain things last. Number 1, it will always be it's going to be out of the list. So number 1 will always be God, Christianity, religion. That will always be my number 1. When the list is out of the way, when it goes to your list, number 1 will always be family. As I realized that makes you bury every single thing else, every single thing. Family will always be first. I know that my mom and dad, I do not come from a very rich family. We do not have a big house, we do not have a car, etc. My mom and dad, they work their ass off trying to provide for me. I get a degree and then go to a day job and spend hours of my time in the day job. I want to be able to provide for them. I want to give them a good life. I want to be there when they need me, and there's a lot of things that I want to do. Unfortunately, money is a constraint. So family definitely first. They know how I eat, how I sleep, how I talk, and how I behave. And so family will definitely be first. No, nothing can replace family. Second will always be friends. No man's an island. There's a lot to gain and benefit from one friend or even 15 friends. You take one Skype chat and you have 15 other super affiliates talking. You just share one tip and the rest of them share one tip each from their side. Your one tip trades 15 tips. And I think that's a marvelous way of doing things, because it's a marvelous way of illustrating how important friends are. The third will be wealth. With wealth, it will give me the opportunity to be having a personal freedom as for the society. And wealth-wise, it's definitely crucially important. And I strongly believe that wealth can bring me places I cannot bring. Not just in layman terms where it allows me to travel, brings me to one place to the other, which is to travel one place to the other and to see the world, right? But it's to allow me to do things that I have never been able to do without the cash flow. Wealth will enable me to buy a car or buy my white Audi, which is my dream car. It will allow me to buy maybe a landed house, which my dad will be happy to live in, etc. And the second last one, which is personal freedom. I rank it second last because I need to prioritize things accordingly. First one, family, and then friends that can help me improve myself. They're going to give me tips like I mentioned before. Golden nugget tips as well as how I can improve myself as a better person. And then wealth and then personal freedom. Sometimes having too much freedom is not good. Sometimes having too much freedom just means that you will stray all the way. So I think that placing on the fourth position is really good. So I can still take some time off doing things that I really want to do, and then going back to the grind as per normal, so that I can get back on the priorities, which is providing for my family, and then getting networking constantly, as well as getting the income that I want. That's for personal freedom. The last one always is society. No doubt I want to help the kids, the underprivileged children, but I want to be helping my family, my friends, getting the amount of wealth that I want first. I do not know what is the limit. Right? If I may say a limit, then the sky's the limit. And then I want to be contributing back to society, because if I can make this amount of money, X amount of money, Y amount of money, then I should be helping out and giving back to society. End of the day, even when I die with $1 million, that $1 million is still going to get somewhere. Everybody's still going to die. And that's what I sincerely believe in. I believe I have reached the end of the video. I want to thank, this is the, man, my goodness, I didn't even expect the video to be this long, but thank you for sticking through. Thank you for trying to understand my language in this zone. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to meeting you in person. And I really do hope that after this video, I am the warrior intern that you've been looking for all along. Apart from the other people that I've hired, of course. I look forward to meeting you in person, and I look forward to your response in this video itself. Alright, cheers and goodbye.